Geek Insider presents Geeky, Cheeky, and Downright Freaky with Matthew Harris. He's taking a closer look at some of the wonderfully weird, gloriously geeky, and freaky things in our world.
On camera. It helps if I put myself on camera instead of leaving you guys in the dark. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Geeky, Cheeky, and Downright Freaky. Everyone that isn't listening live, if you're checking this out on the podcast or any of the other audio portions of this, this is another one of those shows that you're probably going to want to go to the Geek Insider YouTube to watch, because I'm going to have a lot of visual additions to the show tonight, videos and photographs or pictures, because we're going to talk about angels. Over last week, we discussed Mandela effects and the Bible. We had Pastor Luke Stone on, and he discussed some of his views on what could be the explanation behind some of those. And he had some interesting theories on angels and the Nephilim, and he's got a comic book that covers that kind of stuff, a really cool comic book that I can't wait to get my grubby little hands on. But it got me to thinking this has actually been a show that I wanted to run a while, and that is angels that are caught on tape or on film, and are they real? And I want to preface this by saying that, I have no doubt that at least some of what I'm going to show tonight is fake. It's good computer animation or editing or Photoshop or what have you, or lens flares, as the case may be. But on the ones that I'm going to show you tonight, there are several that I have known about for a while. And I did do some research. I've been working on the show for this show for a little bit today, or quite a while actually. And I have not to date on the majority of these ran across anything that says this is disproven. This is a fake. Now, there are at least one that I'm going to show where I am saying, yep, definitively, I'm 99% sure this is fake. I can't say, I guess that's not definitively if I say 99%, but the fact remains, there have been a lot of instances over the millennia of people saying that angels have intervened in critical moments of their lives, or that they have been there when they needed them. And again, there's a couple of these recordings that I'm going to look at, or we're going to look at tonight, that definitely have come across my desk for a while. And the whole, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am a Christian. I do believe in God. I grew up a Southern Baptist, but I consider myself a Christian now because I just think the Southern Baptists have too much strict rules, as the case may be. But the notion that angels are real these days, I guess, is something that a lot of us want to believe, especially with 2020. Good God, everyone knows that 2020 is just one for the books. And right now I'm in Texas, and we've got a hurricane that's bearing down right on my neighbors. I hope everyone is staying safe. But 2020 has been one for the books. And so it's something that angels being real is something that a lot of us want to believe in. And I say some of us want to believe in. There's plenty of us that definitely believe in them. And whether you are religious these days or not, and I do understand that a good majority of the population is losing their faith, so to speak. Um, Even some of my own children no longer believe in God, and so it's disheartening to see and to hear this stuff. But I have to say it really brings a lot to my faith when I see videos like we're about to see. Um, Sorry, folks, I was just reading messages there. But anyway, so the videos we're going to see today, some of them, man, they could be ghosts, they could be lens flares, they could be superheroes instead of angels. But then again, what's the difference between a real life superhero and a real life angel? So let's get started here. I want to take a look at this one first. Now, this is going into a synagogue, to a mosque, excuse me, and you could, at first it does look like a lens flare. We're going to watch it twice because I want you to see on this when you watch it, it starts from behind something. And I've seen several videos of this, several clips of this, to where the translation is actually there, and somebody is saying that they actually physically saw it, not just on the camera, but on the with their eyes as well. But let's take a look real quick.
When as I play Spirit, I don't like it. Charlie, I saw something. This one, physical.
Let's try that.
When as I play Spirit, I don't like it. Charlie, I saw something. This one, physical.
Now you have to watch right by the truck there. And I know it's a little hard to see, but it's the canopy truck, and you just see this ghost-like figure that comes out from behind it and continues over into the mosque. And if you pay attention, you can actually see it traversing through behind a pillar. But what makes me think that that's a possible angel is just because of the wingspan, so to speak. But this is one that has made its way around the internet. It's got a lot of comments, but if you can translate what the people in the video are saying, I would greatly appreciate it if you put it down in the comments, because like I said, I seen a few, but I don't always trust what everybody puts out on the internet. But let's take a look at this next one. Now, this is another mosque, and let's just take a look and then we'll discuss it. And there's no video or no audio on this one, but as you can see, the video, it looks like he's just taking a regular video. He's I say he, but the person is just showing everything around, and then you can see that glowing figure. They don't focus on that figure, and if you look around on YouTube, you can find a longer video of this, to where it sweeps back and forth and then comes back on it, and that figure is still there. But these are the kind of things that really make you wonder, because that is an old camera phone or phone, and as you can see, it continues on. And these are hard to fake with these kind of old style cameras without it actually getting pixelation and just that stuff. I mean, I'm no Photoshop expert or digital expert, but they didn't move. It's in exactly the same spot. And so it's one of those things that, is it just because the sun's hitting somebody in a white robe and it just happens to have them glowing? I don't know. But these next ones, these are some of the more famous ones, and they really are, one of them is one that really got me on this subject. First, I'm going to show you one that was just new to me today. It really doesn't look like that the video manipulation is a part of it. Nothing has ever come out saying this is a promotion for any kind of new TV show. It looks like it's CCTV. And just watch what happens. Now, see, that one gets me. And again, folks, if you're listening on the podcast or Indie Vote Radio replay, you're not catching this on YouTube or the Roku TV replay, you definitely should, because these kind of videos, you just can't really describe them good enough. Because what happens here is a person just seems to walk out into the street. One car stops. They continue walking. Another one is coming at them. And all of a sudden, someone runs from the side, just quick as flash, and moves them over to the side out of harm's way. Now, again, this is one of those, if you check out the full video, and I thought that I had grabbed it all, the cars actually stop and the people get out and look in front of them. And so it's one of those that makes me think that if it was staged, it was definitely very well scripted. And I would think after all this time that there would be some kind of reveal showing us that yes, this was fake. It was for, Heroes 2020 or what have you. But it is time to take a break, and then Meredith just said something. I'm going to have to bring her in to explain this. But you guys, there's a lot of exciting news too. If you hadn't already heard, I want to share some news with you here in a minute. We've got some new friends, some new sponsors, some new places that are hearing us. You kind of just heard me talk about Indie Vote Radio and the Roku TV. But we're going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
I am a unicorn meadow. Hopefully you're 5'4", brunette, and a C cup.
Looking for love during a health pandemic? Try COVID Connections, a new dating app for a new normal.
I'm technically a virgin. As long as you don't count, like anal.
Find your connection on Instagram at COVID_connections_.
Check it out. MobileEdge.com has award-winning products with innovative features and contemporary, edgy designs that empower you to look sharp and travel smart with your mobile tech. Your beloved, not to mention expensive gaming gear and mobile tech devices are an extension of you, so give them the protection and style they deserve wherever you go. Find them at MobileEdge.com and protect your tech with Mobile Edge. Bring it on. Hey Geek Insiders, Mobile Edge has a special coupon code for our dedicated listeners. Get 25% off your Mobile Edge gear using coupon code GEEK25. That's GEEK25. Geek out.
All right. And, definitely go and check out COVID Connections, guys. I'll just leave it at that. Go check it out. You saw the Instagram there. We've got more coming from that. But anyway, so Meredith, get your butt up here. You just said something in the background after that last video, and I have to question you.
You have to question. Play that one more time, and I'll tell you about my experience with.
Of course, slow-mo. Well, you can see him getting out of the car and checking here. And then here we are in slow-mo. Bam. All right.
Yeah. So when I was little, we lived on a rural road, and our mailbox was across the street from the house. So I was the oldest one, so and again, rural road, so not really very busy, but it was like one of those roads where people go like 50 miles an hour when they're only supposed to go like 25 or 30. And so it was after school. There was really nobody outside. It was just me. And I got off the bus was gone and stuff, checked the mail, and I had a bracelet. It was one that I really loved. And I'd worn it all day and it just fell. And it was on the pavement, but I was in the middle of the road. And I just remember I bent down and I was trying to pick it up. It was so hard to pick up. I couldn't do it. I'm sitting there and I'm trying to pick at it, and it was like this shield. And then I look over to my left, and there was a truck just barreling down. And in the back of my head, I was like, you have to get out of the road. Don't worry about the bracelet. You have to get out of the road because he doesn't see you. He's going to run you over. And I just felt like I was stuck. I was stuck there. Like it was just, I'm sitting there and I'm struggling. I'm trying to pick up the bracelet, and I'm seeing this truck, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And I don't know how it happened. I have no memory of how it happened, but it just felt like like a huge hand lifted me up on my butt, just like basically cushioned me and brought me over across the street. It was like, boom, like that. And I was there on the ground trying to pick up my bracelet, looking at the truck coming at me, and immediately across the street. And I have no idea how that happened.
So there was no one near you?
There was no way that I could have gotten across the street as quickly as I did, because no sooner did I feel like my feet hit the ground on the other side of the road, that truck went shoo, and passed by.
But so unlike the video, there wasn't somebody that was just there all of a sudden and had moved you.
It was just this feeling like I was enveloped in something, and next thing I know, it was like I was across the street. And I didn't run. There was no way that I could have, because I could not get up. I felt like I was frozen.
Frozen with fear, I'm sure.
I was frozen in that spot. I saw the truck, and it was just like, when you see something happening and everything kind of goes in slow motion. I mean, you see it frame by frame by frame, but in your brain that it's like, oh, damn, this is going to be bad. And I think it's your body's way of getting ready. Yeah. And that's what happened. I was there, and it was just like, I could see it. I was like, oh shit, I'm dead. And the next thing you know, I just felt like I was like a big hand had cupped me on the butt and just kind of didn't chuck me. It was just like I was there, and then I was across the street.
Well, that's amazing. No doubt about it. I have one of my own stories where I've always said God reached his hand down and saved me. But it very well could be an angel. But I want to see your reaction to this one, because if you haven't seen this one, this is one of the more famous ones that people say is an angel. We're going to watch it a couple of times, because this is the one that amazed me, because I assumed that if it was fake, or not assumed, I figured if it was fake, it was going to be outed long ago. But let's take a look here real quick. Now, I really shortened that video, and I probably should have left it longer. We're going to watch it again, because there's a couple of things I want you to watch.
Well, for anybody, just kind of describe it a little bit for anybody who's
there is an intersection here, and I believe this is in Taiwan. Don't hold me to that, but it's an intersection. There's a bicyclist coming along through the intersection. A truck is coming right for him. And then all of a sudden, a man or a person flashes into the screen from the right, grabs them or reaches out to them with glowing hands. There's a bright flash of light, and then they appear several yards away out of harm's way. The truck screeches to a halt. Now, what I want you to watch we're going to show it 2 more times here. What I want you to watch is you can see the skid marks in the middle of the road from the truck. B, there is a large dark ring right around the skid marks from where the 2 people disappear from. There is also a dark ring that appears on the street around them where they reappear. Those both fade over time, over just a few seconds, they fade. And so if this was fakery, trickery, whatever tricks of the camera, it's a lot, very intensive and a lot of work gone into it. But I want to watch it a couple more times, and I wish I would have kept the longer version. But let's watch. So you can see the skid marks. The guy's walking over there, looking at him, but the black stain around him moves. And same with the vendor back there, you can see. And man, I shouldn't have cut it so short, because the guy goes over and he sits on the curb. And there's other videos, folks. This is, like I said, one of the more famous ones. The guy that did the moving, we'll just call him Flash for lack of a better name. His hands are glowing when they finish the teleportation. And you can see this very clearly in several of the videos, and he sticks them in his pockets and he walks away. And the truck driver is visually perplexed. He looks at his skid marks where the people were. He kind of looks over at where they are, and he's like even confused on whether he should say something, because he's not sure they're the same ones. And then the savior goes walking off past him, doesn't say a word. Now, again, this could be some mutant, some just person with superpowers that hides behind the scenes, that has always been here.
It's movie magic.
It very well could be, but the thing is that nothing that I have found regarding this recording has been able to point out of, hey, here is the pixelation, here is, this is the show, because this is several years old. Yeah. And so if it was a promotion for something that was coming out, a new superhero or Marvel movie or what have you, or even like the New Mutants that's coming out this weekend. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, good God Almighty, how long we've waited for this one. I already told Brenda, I was like, we're going to the movies this next weekend. If I got to poke somebody with my cane to keep them 6 feet away from me. I've been waiting for this 2 years now. And, I can't remember her name, the actress that plays on it. She was in Game of Thrones, and she looks like 10 years older now since she filmed this movie, just because it's been delayed and delayed and delayed. But anyway, yes, I fully agree that a lot of these, hey, Michelle, that's someone else I went to high school with, and she's actually someone I'm going to have on as a guest on this show one of these days very soon, if she will agree. But because she is she's got some very interesting views on the Mandela effect and the whole multiverse theory, which is something that of course I have a lot of interest in. But going back to the angels, one thing that I was going to say a minute ago, I was 17 and I was dating this girl that my parents did not like. I wasn't supposed to be out with. I went out with her anyway. I got a little buzzed, and we decided to go by my cousin's. And my cousin and I had this really good friend who was a professional dirt bike racer. He was sponsored. He had these badass dirt bikes. Well, we get out there and decide we're going to ride the motorcycles. and race up and down the street. I guess I thought I was going to show off, what have you. And we get to rolling. Well, the bike that I was on was one of his racing bikes, and it had what's called a power band in it. And when it got up to so many RPMs, it kicked into basically an overdrive. And when it did, I was in some gravel, and it threw me right up against the curb. And I'm sitting there riding the curb trying to keep from wrecking, and I hit a mailbox, and it snapped between the handbrake and the gas, and it snapped my finger in two. It broke my finger. But I came up, I hit the curb on the other side, and I came up in a wheelie, and I'm going probably 60 miles an hour at this point. No helmet, drunk. And I come up in a wheelie, and I come up over ass backwards. The bike comes down on top of me. At that velocity, my head should have slammed against the asphalt. I walked away with a broken finger and some road rash. And I ended up, I went home, and my parents were like, I'm not taking you to the hospital tonight. And so I had to sleep with a broken finger and went the next day. Your mic's off, Meredith. But yeah, it was one of those things that I have said since that beginning, that my head should have smashed like a pumpkin, and that God or an angel put their hand under my head, because I really and truly should have been dead. But there are some other instances of angels that I found. We've got some photographs here. I got a couple more videos. One I'm 99.9% sure is fake, but I wanted to share these others with you because this one here, you can see this bright light. Now, the reason that I'm showing this is because the young lady that is in this hospital room where this light is coming out of, you can see the video online. You have to usually go through and watch 8 different angels caught on tape in order to see the whole thing. But sorry, I was sitting there reading something. The young lady was not expected to live. This light gets seen coming out. It's not just the sun. You can actually see it kind of moving out of the room and away. And all of a sudden, the young lady ends up living. And I don't know that if she's still living to this day, but she lived a lot longer than what she was supposed to. This next one is another one that's kind of famous. This was caught on film at a concert. And if you look around, you can actually find recordings where they say that the angel is caught on tape actually singing. But that's kind of the question that I have, and Meredith, you kind of got suckered in tonight's show. You're usually in the background and telling me when it's break time, and I know it's almost break time. But we had Pastor Luke Stone on last week. We've been discussing these changes to the Bible caused by possibly caused by the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect is really one of those things that freaks me out. I'm sorry, I'm reading this.
For
read it out loud.
Listening, yeah. Michelle Walling says, my sister Christy was in a car wreck, thrown from the vehicle, and somehow just had a cut on her head. She said the angels helped her as she landed 20 feet away.
Wow. See,
yeah.
And like you were saying a minute ago, all of a sudden you were across the street. I should have had my head split open like a Easter egg. And there are a lot of them that, and doggone it, where is the main one that I wanted? Wow. It looks like hang on.
What are you looking for?
Oh, I meant to upload one, and it doesn't look like I made it.
Uh-oh.
Just 1 second here.
Yeah, normally I'm not in front of the camera on your show.
No, you're not. And wow. How did I miss this one?
Well, in the meantime, we can do a little break.
Yeah, let's do a break real quick, and let's see if I can find what I'm looking for. Still haven't found what I'm looking for. Oh, I'm going to get dinged for that. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. Are you hitting something, or am I supposed to?
I'm looking for something. You've
Okay.
got a lot of videos loaded up here.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? We're going to give a little shout out to our friend Christian Basil from the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS radio show.
There
Hold
we
on
go.
1 second.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
All right, and we're back. Did you find it, Matthew?
Nope, I sure didn't. But hang on. I want to play something else real quick.
Rhonda here from Colorado. I am COVID quarantining. My kids, I teach 6th grade math, and they're always telling me, you know what, Miss Rhonda, you do you. So I've been tripping for about 30 days now.
Looking for love during a health pandemic? Try COVID Connections, a new dating app for a new normal.
For those of you who are concerned about contracting this COVID-19, inhale Lysol. Let's get in touch.
Find your connection on Instagram at COVID_connections_.
Guys, we've got a lot more coming from them. I have a couple more. We'll save them for next week. But make sure you're following them on Instagram.
They are so funny. Oh, my God.
We get a lot of stuff, especially me. Meredith is getting more and more, but I get a lot of stuff across my desk that goes, hey, watch this. You're going to laugh. And I go and watch, and I don't. But this one last week, I think it was about this time, I'd had a couple of whiskeys, and I get one, and he's going, hey, watch this. You'll laugh. And I watched one, and sure enough, I did. And I watched a few more, and I laughed more. And so I told him to get in touch with me. I love it. I hope you guys do too. This part of the show's name is Geeky.
I don't think it's a real app.
No, it's not a real app, but they do have an Instagram. That Instagram is real. And so you can follow them. One of the girls there, I didn't play it yet. One that we will play next week actually has an actress from Supergirl in it, and these guys are getting some relationships going with some actors and actresses that are doing these little clips, just having a little fun with them. I love it. I hope you do too, because part of the show's name is Cheeky, and that just went right along with it. But back to Angels, I cannot believe I can't find the main one I meant to have on tonight. There's the India. I do have a couple more videos. Don't get me wrong. And there's just one where it is this glowing light that drops down in this mall, and then it moves away quickly, and people go running up. And man, I'm just uber upset with myself that I didn't get that one loaded, because it is one along with the one with the bicycle person going across the street and getting teleported. This one is one of the big ones. But I do have a couple of others. Now, this next one that I want to play, it very well could be faked, of course. Again, I'm not someone that can dissect these type of videos and tell you, yes, this is faked. But I want you to watch the people's reaction around it, that you can hear screams, which of course could be piped in. But there are just a few different elements that really lead me to believe that this angel video could be real. So check it out.
अबे जल्दी कर, इतना टाइम क्यों लग रहा है?
अरे ये वीडियो मोड में आ गया है। वेट अ मिनट। अबे पीछे देख वो क्या है?
What the hell? That was someone flying, right?
गया साहब। नहीं दिख रहा।
वो देख वो ना, he's coming back now. वीडियो ले जल्दी।
Now see, like I said, that one, the screaming could be piped in, but if you watch as the one person is walking by from the opposite direction, they're looking up in that same direction. sure, it could be an actor, somebody, told to do this at this certain time, but you'd think they'd focus a little more on it. But I want to watch it one more time because this one, I don't have the still frame. One of these days, guys, I will get better at the video manipulation and being able to slow stuff down and zoom in on it like all these other channels are able to do. But let's watch this one more time.
अबे जल्दी कर, इतना टाइम क्यों लग रहा है?
अरे ये वीडियो मोड में आ गया है। वेट अ मिनट। अबे पीछे देख, वो क्या है?
What the hell? That was someone flying, right?
गया साहब, नहीं दिख रहा।
वो देख वो ना, he's coming back now. वीडियो ले जल्दी।
I see there's just so many elements of that lead credence to the fact that it's probably real. And Dodie Forbes, I gotta know, are we related? I'm related to a lot of Forbes, and so I just gotta know if we are related. But anyway, so the next couple are ones that I believe could possibly be faked. One of them I'm almost positive is, but I just have to show it because it kind of looks cool. But let's take a look at this first one. It'll zoom in a little more here in a second. Now this looks either like some angels or some dragons duking it out. But I see legs and not a big tail, so I am going to go with the assumption that this is possibly some angels. Again, very well could be video manipulation, but if so, it's some good one in my opinion, because I just don't see any pixelation. I see them disappearing behind the clouds. The wings look like they're moving in a natural fashion, which kind of goes opposite of this next one. And so, but let's check it out, guys. Watch this.
That one's definitely got to be CG.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, one, if angels are naked, cool, because I slowed that one down, and that's definitely a female angel. And cool, angels, y'all want to come by my crib anytime, come on by. But no, it has to be. But what I like about it is that it does seem natural. It looks like somebody looking out the window, and then they see something. But I've slowed it down. I looked at the angel walking, and it's pretty spot on. Excuse me. But
I just wanted to read this for anybody who's listening in on iHeartRadio or anywhere else on your favorite listening app. But Dodie Forbes had left a comment that said, "I was once in a car with 3 friends driving over a bridge. When we got to the end of the bridge, we were half of a mile away. No, we weren't drunk or high. I still can't understand what happened as we were half a mile away and at the other side of a river." So it's like one of those time warp things. And again, like with me, even though it was just across the street, it's just, I don't know how that happened. It was just like a snap of the finger and then there.
Being a half a mile away, I would really be interested to know too, did, any time lapse on there, or was it the same amount of time? Because that's the classic of alien abduction story, is that, just all of a sudden they're far away, but if they were still driving and not stable, and no time had lapsed, then yeah, I would be kind of wondering what the hell happened too.
Yeah.
And Michelle, that's a really good question. You know, are angels synonymous with ETs and time travelers? And that's something we touched on last week with Pastor Luke Stone. You know, he thought his theory is that ETs or angels are mistaken for ETs, not the ancient aliens theory. That's so prevalent these days that angels were mistaken for to be ETs, or ETs were mistaken to be angels, I should say, but exactly the opposite. And that is my wife, ladies and gentlemen, saying she's not too sure she wants all the angels coming over if they're going to be naked. But yeah, Michelle, that was one thing that we had discussed last week is the prevailing theory, you know, of ancient aliens, and that aliens were mistaken to be angels. But Pastor Luke Stone's theory is that angels were mistaken to be aliens. And he had a lot of really good theories, where I'm going to have him back on Wednesday night sometime very soon to discuss just the actual Mandela effect, not the Bible changes. If you missed that episode, it is on our YouTube. I believe it is up on our podcast as well, where we discuss Mandela Bible effect changes with the pastor. And then a couple of weeks before that, I had discussed just actual changes that people have reported over the years, and ones that I personally experienced as well. Things that I remember from the Bible that aren't the same now as they were back then, at least from my memory. But we try to have a lot of fun on this show, ladies and gentlemen. And one thing that I wanted to reveal to you with Meredith here on camera is that if you missed it, this past Monday was our inaugural show on Indie Volt Radio for our show Geek Speak, which that's where we interview a lot of folks from comic books and movies and writers and directors, and just the list goes of musicians. And that was actually syndicated on Indie Volt Radio. We had 50,000 plus live listeners this past Monday for our initial show. We had folks up at 1 a.m. in Ireland listening to us. And so that was great. So if you haven't already done so, if you are listening to this on iHeartRadio, like Meredith said, or on Amazon or Apple, make sure that you go to the YouTube and subscribe, because all of our shows are funneled through there. The Geeky, Cheeky, and Downright Freaky, the Geek Speak, and everything, the Nevermind the Furthermore, the Comic Book Advocate, just everything, because we not only have the Monday night show with special guests, we also have a Thursday night show where that's typically where we have musicians and comic book creators and artists and all of that. But we are now officially syndicated and worldwide. Now, this show is not yet. I imagine I'm going to be picking the ear of Varian over at Indie Vote very soon to see if I can get this show on over there. The only thing is, you know, I use a lot of video and photographs on this show, and that doesn't really transfer well to radio. Although I've always said I have a face for radio, and so it's just a natural fit that I'm over on Indie Vote Radio. But not only are we there worldwide, we are on Roku TV. If you go and look up Indie Volt on Roku, you can get the channel there. Our shows are going to start appearing there as well. So lots of cool things happening around here. You are also running out of time. I'm just going on promotions right now, but you're running out of time to join the mailing list over at wildoneforever.com. We've only got about a weekish left, that if you sign up for that mailing list, you get entered into a drawing for a very nice Nord Green watch. I don't think I have that loaded up here, do I?
You know what? I could probably grab that real quick. I'm just going to change the brand here in our studio. And then I am going to cut out of here because I wasn't supposed to be on camera. So, whoops. You don't want that one. Get that out of there. There you go.
There we go. You can get this.
This is the giveaway.
Yep. This is the beautiful watch. This is a $200 value from Nordgreen. But if you go over to Wild One Forever, which is Meredith's new baby, my wife, Brenda, is also a writer over there. We've got some other great writers, including Anne Louise Gettleman. Meredith, we haven't seen anything from her in a few weeks, but I know we're revamping that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But you can get entered to win this watch. Somebody is going to walk away with this beautiful lady's watch. And so, guys, even if it's you, go sign up for the mailing list because it's Christmas time almost already. And this would make it cool. I know, right? This year has just gone by so damn quick. Now, you got to take that off of there because I'm still on the other. There we go. Let's see here. What else did I have for tonight? I just can't believe I didn't. Get out of here.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See you later. I'll tell you what. I was only going to play 2 of these tonight, but now that Meredith is out of here, let's do one more of these, of the COVID connections.
My name's Kevin. I haven't been out since 2012, and I am COVID-free.
Looking for love during a health pandemic? Try COVID Connections, a new dating app for a new normal.
We're looking for that lucky third.
For safety's sake, we think we should wear masks when we're together, but no condoms.
Mm-mm.
Find your connection on Instagram at COVID_connections_.
That one made me snort laugh. Mask, but no condoms. Folks, as you can see by the beard, I am old. I've been around the block or two. And so I have actually kind of been in that lifestyle in the past. And so to hear the mask but no condoms is actually very funny. But make sure that you follow those guys on Instagram. I foresee very big things in their future. They're funny. They got great personalities. And so just keep an eye on the, what is it, COVID_connections_, and make sure you give them a little love on Instagram. But as far as angels go, folks, you know, again, like I said at the beginning of the show, and I've said before, I am Christian. I have Christian beliefs. And so I do believe that a lot of these videos are quite possibly factual. I have no delusions in not thinking that some of them are fake, if not most of them. But then that stands to reason to bring up the question of if those are real, if angels are real, are demons real as well? Now, if you go looking for demon videos or demons caught on video, you get a whole lot of listicles. You get crap about Annabelle, you know, left, right, and center, and you get all kinds of stuff about demons. And I could have spent another 4 hours prepping for the show to get us some stuff on demons. But, you know, I think any Christian or anyone of faith has that belief that if there's inherent good, then there's also inherent bad or inherent evil. And I don't know about you, but I've seen that influence in my life. I've also seen the good influence in my life. I don't know that I've ever revealed this on the show, but as a matter of fact, I don't think I have. But my faith in God was solidified years ago. And it came to be because I was married for 17 years. And about 12 years into that marriage, we got the notification or the news that my wife had cancer, liver cancer. And it was a type that is just not very survivable. They fully expect you to only live about a year tops. We found out about it. My wife at the time, she prayed that she would be able to live long enough for our youngest son to graduate high school, which was still 5 years away. I prayed because I have had so many deaths by cancer in my life. Ever since I was very young, I have had numerous friends and family die from cancer. I've seen them eaten alive by it to where they were nothing but a shell of the person they were. And my prayer to God is that she wasn't eaten alive by it. She made it 5 years on drugs that they never expected to help, and they did. And she made it until 6 months after our youngest graduated. And the day she passed away, she was just as beautiful as she was the day I married her. You couldn't tell that she had cancer at all. And so that solidified my belief. Now, I have had it tested since then, especially with the Mandela effect and seeing things change before my eyes, and really starting to wonder if we are possibly living in a simulation. I've had my faith tested, but when you see videos that are just, good enough to where they're not outright fake, you can't just say, oh, that's fake. It kind of restores your faith a little bit more. These days, of course, we all need that. Any Christian out there has probably had the thoughts of wondering, why, if he smote Sodom and Gomorrah, that we're still allowed these days to perpetuate the sins that we have. And when you sometimes feel that you have a guardian angel, or that someone from your past is watching over you, I am of the feeling that happens. I was after my late wife died, I was in a very dark place. I was just waiting to die. You can ask any of my kids, my family members. I was waiting to die. And I met my now wife. And it was one of those things that we just clicked on everything. And I had dreams about it. And to this day, I swear up and down that my late wife sent Brenda to me. Because if not, I would be dead by now. There's no denying it. If Brenda had not have come into my life when she did, I would be dead by now. I was searching for it. I'd been searching for it for many, many years. And I was just resigned to the fact that I was checking out of this planet. I was done with it. I know that life is a gift. I hope you all do too. We're going to end the show just a few minutes early tonight, but because I didn't get the damn video that I wanted to get. Maybe I'll have it next week. I do have Pastor Luke Stone tentatively scheduled for next week. He's just got to let me know for sure if he's coming in. We are going to discuss some of the regular Mandela effect changes, because as we were discussing Bible changes, I hit him with a few that he just wasn't even aware of. He wasn't aware that Louis Anderson is still alive. He was under the impression that he had died. He was one of the few people that I've met that remembers the Mandela death back in the late 80s. And so there were several things that he just wasn't aware of as far as Mandela effect goes. And so we're going to be discussing them, because after we got off the air, he not only was surprised by several of the changes, he has some very interesting theories on what causes the Mandela effect from a theologian's point of view. And so I really want you all to hear that. So make sure you tune in next week. Make sure, guys, that you have subscribed to the YouTube channel. I know a lot of you are watching on Facebook. Make sure you go over to YouTube, look up Geek Insider, subscribe, like the videos. And because you don't understand how much that helps people out that are doing these kind of shows. But until next week, everyone, y'all stay safe out there, stay geeky, stay cheeky, and of course, stay freaky. Y'all have a great week, everybody.
For Geek Insider advertising opportunities, contact advertising@geekinsider.com. We offer space on the website, in the daily newsletter, sponsored posts, and advertising space on our podcasts. For details, contact advertising@geekinsider.com. That's advertising@geekinsider.com.